So most of you are probably not aware of your walking pattern, but we're going to show you 5 of the biggest mistakes most people make. We actually have a real patient today so you can see how it looks and how we can help you change.
So we're going to go through the 5 biggest problems in detail and give you solutions how to fix each one.
That's right.
The first mistake is not addressing your flat feet if you have that issue. When you have flat feet, what can commonly happen is the knee can eventually start to cave in without that arch support, putting a lot of strain on your ankle, knee, and even your hip.
Okay, now let's explain this a little more detail. We have a generic arch support here, not a custom one. Let's go down and take a look at how that can affect and benefit. So like Mike mentioned, if you have a flat foot, it caves in, bringing the whole leg and rotating the tibia in, stretching the knee and the hip. Let's put this here. We have a soft, semi-soft arch. That's going to be enough to prevent that pronation, that flat foot cause, as we call it, and there we go. It stabilizes it, and it's one of those things that doesn't take a lot, but it can work real well. Once in a while, I've had people that needed custom arches, but I think it's worth a try to go without it and see what your results are. Okay, the next thing we want to address is the anterior tibialis muscle. That muscle is responsible for pulling the foot up like Mike is doing here. You can actually see his anterior tib muscle contract and relax. Mike's going to demonstrate what kind of problems you can have if that muscle is weak.
If this muscle is weak when you're walking, it can lead to foot drag. So when I bring my foot through, my toe might catch and drag, which could lead to falls. So if this muscle is functioning normal, when you bring a step forward, your foot will dorsiflex, clearing the floor, leading to a natural gait pattern. So what we want to do if you have this issue is strengthen that tibialis muscle, and we'll show you over here. So we're going to show 2 ways to strengthen this muscle. First is a little more advanced version. You're going to need to lean up against the wall, step your feet out, make sure you feel comfortable and balanced. The further your feet are away, the harder the exercise becomes. All you're going to do is lift your toes up towards your nose and then go back down in a nice, slow, controlled motion. Notice I'm keeping my knees straight. I'm not bending them. This is not what we want. Shoot for a total of 30 repetitions. You can break that up into sets of 5 to 10. Slowly build up to that, and you'll notice some strength building in there, which can help your walking.
I just want to mention it's absolutely critical. You're going to do this with shoes on a surface where your shoes stick to the floor so your feet don't slide out. It could lead into a fall, which is obviously not desirable. So let's go on to the next activity.
Now this version is a little easier if that seems intimidating to you. So just simply sit in the chair, bring your feet back, and you're just going to, again, bring your toes up towards your nose like this and try to control the descent going down to the floor as much as you can. If you're unable to even do this, you can try grabbing a cane to help assist up. Try to hold it there if you can, and then slowly lower it that way. If your tibialis anterior is too weak, again, try to shoot for 30 repetitions total throughout the day.
All right, the next thing is the pelvis. We want to look at the pelvis as far as being level where it should be, but what happens is it can change and get off, and what will happen is the left side, in this case, will rise. You're going to see actual crease right here in the skin. That is something we need to work on to stretch that out and get it back into the normal position. All right, so we're fortunate enough here to have a real patient who has this problem. Meet Renee. We're just happy to have you here. And what happened with Renee, she gave us permission. She had a left hip replacement June 6th of this year. And her walking has given her some major problems. And she actually has a raised left hip. So what we need to do is a stretch to get that back where it needs to be. And we're going to do this in a seated position. She's going to take a Booyah stick. You don't have to have a Booyah stick, anything about 4 to 5 feet long. You can use a piece of Darling PVC pipe or a broomstick if it's strong enough. So the big thing is when you put it on the chair, wherever you're sitting, we want to make sure it doesn't slide around. That's important. If it does, you can simply take a shoe and put it in there, and that'll prevent it from sliding. We don't want that shoe too close, Renee. All right, now with the stick in this position, Renee is going to reach up with this hand, slide it right up.
And if I remember, it's like this.
Oh, not quite. We're going to do it Thumb like that. There you go. So the palm is away, thumb is on this side. And she's going to reach up as high as she can, and she's going to start to feel a little bit of a stretch here. You can see the clothing of her shirt stretching. That same thing happens with the muscle and the tissues. Now she's going to lean towards me without letting the hand slide. Do you feel a stretch right here, Renee?
I certainly do.
Does it feel good or does it hurt?
It actually feels really good.
Good. That's what we're looking for. If you do this, it feels good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she's going to hold that 15 to 30 seconds, or she can go pressure on, stretch for a few seconds, and then relax, and then pressure on again, and do that 10 times. We'd probably like to have her work into a sustained stretch as long as it feels good, no more than 30 seconds. And there's one important thing that you do a really nice job is her right pelvis or the right part of her hip is staying stationary on. In other words, you don't want it to rock up like this. Keep that glute down while we stretch, and you get a little better stretch. We actually worked with this before this, so she catches on very fast. She is.
The last two common things we often see with people's walking that is possibly incorrect with Renee's walking here. You can see she is walking with a locked knee when she strikes her heel, and she is also not engaging her glutes when she is walking. This can put more stress on the ankle, knee, hip, and even back joints, so we want to correct this.
Let's take a look at this a little more closely with Renee so you know exactly what we're talking about. Now we're going to look at Renee in a still frame. She's obliged to help us out here. Can you take a step forward and hold it at that point? Now, when Renee walks, she heel strikes here, and her knee is actually locked out as far as it can go. So what that happens, the impact of the heel strike puts pressure through the knee joint, through the hip joint, and actually the pelvis moves up. And as we already observed, this pelvis is higher. We're going to address that with the stretch. Now we need to address this walking pattern. This is not unusual, Renee. A lot of people do come down on their heel strike with locked knees, and it can be a result of problems. Yours is, along with that hip replacement, kind of amplified this and made it stick out more. So it's good news. We're going to correct you, and you're going to feel like a new person. Okay, so what we've taught Renee to do is what we call soft knee walking. It's where when you place your foot in front of you, instead of the heel strike we just talked about, she's going to actually land on her forefoot, which flexes the knee slightly, and it takes the impact off of the joints and through the muscles, making it a cushioned, soft knee walk. So Renee, can you demonstrate and I'll point it out? Good. So she's coming forward and actually touching with her forefoot first, and her knees are slightly flexed. Now, Renee, can you tell me the experience you're feeling through your body comparing this with your old method of walking?
This is amazing.
Well, let's turn around.
It's amazing. Just in the short period there, the pain's not there. I don't feel like my knees are lacking, which I never really paid attention to. No, it's a significant difference to walk that way. So,
I just want to add to everyone, this is something that a lot of people do, particularly at this age as we get older. We just aren't aware of it. Now, with her hip replacement, that actually amplified this mistake and has made the problem worse. But as you can see, dramatic difference when we change to the soft knee walking. All right, nice job, Renee.
Thank you.
All right, the last thing we need to address with Renee is while she is walking is her gluteal contraction. It's very common that these muscles get weak. They actually call it gluteal amnesia. There's a name for it. And the way you get through this is we're going to walk with soft knee gait or walking. And while we do that, we have the patient or Renee, she's going to actually palpate or feel those glute muscles. So when the foot lands, this side, my right foot is hitting the floor, I'm going to feel that right glute contract. And actually think about it. With your hand down there, it will contract more. I feel it now. And now my left. And now my right. And so it's something you practice typically in your house. And then as you walk outside, think about it. The only person I know that walks like this outside is Bob, but that's another story. Just kidding. Now what we'd like to do, Renee will work on her walking with the glute muscles contracting with her hands on her buttock. And the exercise that's going to help increase the strength of those glute muscles is this one. She's going to lean forward with her hands on a countertop or a firm surface like this. We're going to work on that right glute first. bend the knee as she has it and simply oscillate back and forth. Now, one thing you want to work on is don't let the knee come too far forward. Actually, when it gets to the same position as the other knee, then we go back and forth about 6 to 8 inches of translation and do those 30 repetitions. How are you doing, Renee?
Fine.
Good. Now, can you feel that muscle in the back in your butt?
I certainly can.
Yes.
Yes.
Something new for that muscle.
Yes.
So you may only do 10 repetitions to start with on each leg. Make sure you do both sides and day by day build up the 30 repetitions. All right, Renee, so you have your homework, and how are things going so far?
Oh, awesome. Like I just already feel a difference in just this little bit that we did, which is really cool.
They're very good. Do your exercises, follow what we say, and you're going to improve very well over the next few weeks.
All right.
And for the audience, if you want to check out more videos on how to correct your walking, we'll put up a couple on screen and simply click on one of those.
Bob and Brad, the two most famous physical therapists.